everyone. I'm Symphonie Privett. Thank you for joining us here on Featured. We hope to inspire or simply make you smile with some uplifting stories across the country. Let's take a trip to a store in Maryland where a manager is backing up snacks with care, not for customers, but for people outside the door. Sean Martinelli gets to the heart of it in Maryland.
Outside this paper source store in Bethesda, Maryland, countless people have passed him by.
He's there, every day, 7 days.
The man on that bench is named Donald.
Some of them are funny. And we have a lot of anniversary cards.
The woman in the store is assistant manager Teresa Boucher. 14 years ago, she did something few ever do. Instead of walking past Donald,
you decided to stop.
Exactly. Hey, Donald. How you doing? Always good to see you, my friend.
Her friend. That's how Teresa views Donald.
Look at that smile.
And it's how people like him see her. What's in these bags is a big reason why.
I'll bring these in. Yeah. Of course, I love snacks, and I love the sweets. Because someone said, why'd you come up with snack bag? I said, because I like snacks.
Every week, Teresa fills these sacks for those on the street. She's joined by neighbors who help her help others.
She's really the kindest person that I've ever met.
So I joined in and fill in. Yeah, she's always flying around.
But she hasn't always been flying high.
Yes. My older brother, I still miss him, 2002.
Teresa's brother Jimmy was a quiet advocate for the unhoused in D.C. In 2002, he had a heart attack and died.
Yeah, we weren't ready, but he always told me to do the right thing. And if I wasn't sure what the right thing was, to do the next right thing.
The next right thing led her here.
He passed away May of 2002, and then September of 2003, I really went into more volunteering, trying to keep his memory alive.
That's why with every bag,
Jose!
Teresa knows every name, why she sees every person.
George, how are you, dear? Hey, Rockwell, I haven't seen you. I missed you.
A lot of them will come in and say, I've just, I've had a lot of people help me over the years, but there's nobody who I feel like really cares about me. And Teresa's just, she's just always there.
Just like Jimmy.
I still miss him. He's right there. Hey, buddy. Hey, friend, how are you?
They're guiding Teresa to the next person in need, reminding her that the unhoused should never be unseen.
Okay, my friend Ricky, take care of yourself. Stay safe, stay warm. Have a great night. Thanks, Ricky.
In Bethesda, Maryland, Sean Martinelli.
Now to a different kind of care package. Volunteers in central Pennsylvania are working to put a smile on the faces of kids living with chronic illnesses. Check this out. They put together these care kits you see on your screen, which include a handmade card and craft, a toy, a journal, and some other fun activities. Now, the nonprofit Caitlin Smiles delivers the kits to children at local hospitals.
The kids who will receive these know that somebody loves them and is thinking of them. It really warms my heart to hear that our kits help them.
Now, the kits encourage kids to get creative despite their serious health condition. The nonprofit hopes in return they feel a sense of confidence and self-worth. Now, Girl Scouts, I used to be one back in the day. They're taught some valuable skills that they can carry with them into adulthood. A 9-year-old girl was able to put her skills to the test when minutes matter most. Mike Bush shows us how even the smallest voice can make the biggest difference.
You guys have your garden hoses at home. How much water do those spray? A little bit.
At Metro West Fire Protection District, today's lesson wasn't about badges or cookies, but courage.
These ones spray 160 gallons a minute.
These third graders became first responders.
So we're going to come up this way.
It all began in a nearby park for what was supposed to be a routine meeting.
So this was our first meeting of the year. We were leaving Ellisville Elementary to walk to a park where we're going to do our first Girl Scout meeting.
But before they could even start their meeting, 9-year-old Amelia Whitener spotted trouble.
We were playing on the park and I saw this house smoking.
She wasn't sure if what she was seeing was normal, but she knew enough to speak up. Her troop leader quickly dialed 911. Within minutes, firefighters arrived, breaking down doors to battle a blaze. It was an intense scene for the young scouts to witness.
There was a lot of nervousness around the event. Some of the girls were, they were really concerned about the people in the house and the pets in the house.
Thankfully, no one was home at the time, and because of their quick action, firefighters were able to contain the damage.
Sometimes if no one's home and we have to break into a door.
That's why the scouts are here today, learning that sometimes heroes have to break things to save things.
You was the one that called? Oh, thank you. But thank you all. We appreciate you greatly.
But the real surprise wasn't part of the tour at all.
Our doggies was safe. Everybody was safe.
Troy and Ramona Galloway had lived in that house for 34 years.
We're really grateful for you, and we're really grateful for the fire district.
We're grateful that you guys.
Well, thank you.
Now they'd come to the firehouse for one reason.
Oh, if that don't melt your heart.
To wrap these Girl Scouts in grateful hugs.
Actually, I was out of town working. That's a wonderful sign of maturity, leadership. And we came down here because I feel like these people need to have recognition.
Seeing them today and getting thanks from them was very impactful, and I could tell the girls were very appreciative.
In a world of bystanders, one Girl Scout chose to speak up.
She was the only person that actually told a parent and saved the house.
I just think they're just great members of the community, and I think that when you hear that this sounds cliche, it takes a village. I think that's true.
4, 5, 6. You 6 up in.
They came to learn about firefighters, but ended up teaching us all.
You'll get a turn. I'm going to send everyone through.
When something doesn't look right, even the smallest voice can make the biggest difference.
One more time. Go firefighters.
That was Mike Bush reporting. I love that story. It just goes to show, A, that the fire department had the young ladies engaged, and B, small actions can have a big impact sometimes. Love that one. Now, firefighters are used to saving lives, but this rescue was of the 4-legged variety. Crews in Sacramento were able to get 2 people out of this house fire safely, but 2 cats were still stuck inside. Firefighters rushed inside to rescue the cats before using oxygen tanks to resuscitate them. The Sacramento Metro Fire District says their top priority is the safety of all life, including animals. All right, you know the saying, when you look good, you feel good. And a fresh haircut can, really have you feeling brand new from your head to your shoes. Like Patti LaBelle said back in the day? Yeah. Maggie O'Mara shows us how this barbershop in Idaho is giving veterans a whole new attitude.
So today we teamed up with the DAV, and we're doing veterans haircuts all day long. Whether you're serving, or whatever it is, we would love to take care of you. Providing haircuts, hot towel shaves, and we're giving it all for free. We've got all our volunteer barbers donating their time, and we're just trying to do something good for the community and for the vets.
Here at Cadillac Mats, honoring our veterans is something owner Matt Queen is honored to do.
So my grandpa was a vet and my dad's a vet, and I have several clients that are vets. My grandpa was a barber for 55 years on State Street, and he used to go over to the veterans house, veterans home, and he would just give haircuts to all the vets.
Matt is continuing his grandpa's tradition. Our veterans mean so much to him.
Everything. I feel like a lot of them are overlooked. A lot of them, get kind of pushed to the side. And I just feel like it's an awesome way to show our appreciation for them and serving their time.
One of the vets in his chair today is Rick Cordero. He served in the Air Force.
Because I didn't know what I wanted to do when I grew up. So I figured I'd enlist for 4 years and make up my mind. And I stayed 20 years. It makes me proud to be a part of a bigger thing.
He's happy to see his fellow veterans coming into the shop today.
A lot of them have given so much, and it just shows appreciation.
Juan Arguello is a fellow barber at Cadillac Mats and also a Marine Corps veteran.
It helps us give back to the guys that have defended our country. That's something that means a lot to me, is making sure that I'm taking care of our brotherhood. We take care of each other.
Matt says this is the least they can do for America's heroes.
Yeah, we're just giving back to the community and all of that. I love what I do, and I'll do this till the day I die.
That was Maggie O'Mara reporting. Don't go anywhere. We have much more ahead on Featured.
It makes her smile. She loves us and we love her.
A quick visit to see a grandmother who's getting some love in waves. Plus, representing for the ladies, an art exhibit showcases the expansiveness of what it means to be a woman. And Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar, They Not Like Us, They Not Like Us. That is a banger. Now, the hit song doesn't only make you move your feet. If you know how to move your hands the right way, it could help save lives. How the American Heart Association says the song can be useful in a cardiac emergency. Welcome back. Did you play with dolls as a kid? I remember having a nice little collection of Barbies, complete with the Barbie Dream House. You know, the one with the elevator. Mine was manual, though. Well, one man, he's been collecting dolls for decades now, and he is sharing them with his community. Giselle Thomas takes us to the Black Butterfly exhibit in North Carolina.
Former gifts are now a treasured display for F. Lee Howell Sr.
My daughter says, well, hey, you got all these dolls. I said, some of them are mine, but the museum got them. I didn't get to play with them. But today we look back and we laugh because all the dolls in the collection are hers and my granddaughter's.
The over 40-year historian says it all started with a collection of civil rights memorabilia that now expands over 300 dolls. He says it's important to remember the metamorphosis of Black history.
Unfortunately, until around 1970, most dolls of African American were either white dolls dipped in chocolate or very derogatory dolls that showed African Americans.
Inspiration, self-love, and growth are three reasons why Howell named his exhibit the Black Butterfly, to show the change in African American doll culture.
It's just so important as the civil rights bills were passed that these young people could see themselves as doctors, lawyers. They could see themselves as sports athletes who were able to make a lot of money as politicians.
Those career fields turn dolls, whether it be a Barbie or an action figure.
That was Giselle Thomas reporting. A man in Western New York is in a lane of his own. Courtney Courtwright explains how he's making history at a bowling alley.
Through all the lanes, inside this bowling alley in Cheektowaga.
You going into there?
Desron Weatherspoon's passion for the game is in every play.
My mother got me into the game, and I've loved it ever since.
That love has grown since he was 10 years old.
Wow, that's crazy.
So when he showed up to bowl a couple of weeks ago, he was expecting it to be like any other.
I threw the first 300, and I've thrown a couple 300s already, so that wasn't nothing out of the ordinary.
But that was just the beginning.
But then the shot just continued being great. So I didn't move, I didn't change anything. I just kept doing my regular routine. And then after that, I threw the next 300.
Now on to a third game with perfection on the line.
What we're searching for is break point, where the ball is going to break and actually start its hook, and what ball actually feels good. It seemed like time might as well stopped, because especially with everybody being done bowling, it's just me.
And it all came down to that final frame.
To see it actually strike, it was pandemonium.
36 strikes in a row. That's something that doesn't happen often.
I'm the 40th certified 900 series bowler. Not right now. Nationally. I'm the second African American that's actually done it. And I'm the first one in our Buffalo, Western New York area that's done it. So it's huge. Don't sweep the leg on me.
A moment that's not only about the score, but where skills and dedication align.
To have that perfect day something that every bowler strives for, but to actually have it happen, it's just unbelievable.
I finally got one. I got one.
And that was Courtney Courtwright reporting. All right, let's put down the bowling ball now and pick up the gloves in Tennessee. A nonprofit there is giving young athletes a safe space to channel their energy. Devin Wood explains.
And the discipline that we teach you and that you learn from boxing can be applied in life.
5, 6.
Because it's literally being knocked down and get back up. Just like part of life. You're not going to be perfect. You're going to get locked down in life, but you're going to need to get back up. The Elite Performance Foundation is a nonprofit where we use boxing to help kids deal with mental health issues, anger issues, disciplinary issues, and then just instill this boxing, this form of boxing. Kids come to our program for free, so it's our time that we're putting in with them, and for them to go out there and showcase and show their parents, show us what we've been doing and how they take advantage of it. We really appreciate them.
The winner of this match.
First of all, I was a trouble youth, you know what I'm saying? In and out of incarcerated, in and out of juvenile facilities. So when I found boxing, it saved my life. So you know what I'm saying? I'm able to give it back. I'm able to train, and I'm able to see it change other people's lives as well. So it made me happy, bro.
I love boxing. Before I started boxing, I was so lost. I didn't like where my life was going, and it just taught me so much discipline. It gave me something like a drive to do something and get better every single day.
Max, do not wait on him, bro. You work.
Well, the biggest thing about being a coach is there's a difference between being a trainer and being a coach. I want to be a big brother, a friend, all that, and our gym is big about having a community. You can see all the people behind us. We're a community, and so when one of us fight, we all come out, show support, and when you got that type of support, it's hard to lose.
The legislature needs to put more money in community-based organizations like Elite Performance Foundation to help them expand their programming and touch more kids. But also folks in the community who are watching, donate to these organizations, show up to volunteer.
I love that story. It is so important for the young people to have someone that they trust to lead them in and out of the ring. Great story. That was Devin Wood reporting. Here's a look at what's ahead.
To me, it wasn't a big deal. On paper, it was this guy needs a kidney.
A triathlon competitor is going the distance to help a stranger. We'll tell you why he says the decision was an easy one. Plus, who says you need to get dressed up and go out for a good date night? Well, we'll share why a therapist says watching TV could be good for your relationship. Welcome back. Let's check out what's buzzing online with some trending topics. You know, most folks, you want to get cute, you want to put on your new fit, your new kicks, add a little razzle-dazzle, and go out when it's date night. But apparently, just watching TV with your special person can help you to build a closer relationship. All right, let's dive in. So the research shows doing this creates a ritual that allows couples to decompress together without thinking too much. Experts say it's best to set a time with no phones or electronics, other than the show, of course, so you guys can enjoy one-on-one time without the distractions. All right, now speaking of shows or movies, what type of moviegoer are you? Do you like sitting through the trailers? Do you get there early or you show up a little late just to get to the main event? Well, there is one lawmaker from Connecticut pushing a bill that would require theaters to list separate start times for the previews and the actual film. That's part of the experience. How else are you going to find out about the next Marvel project? Well, he says too many people are caught off guard by the long trailers, leading to disruptions. But the theaters have pushed back, saying, hey, previews are part of the experience. Get this, America could soon be ditching the penny. President Donald Trump is pushing to eliminate the coin because it's more expensive to make than it's worth. Nowadays, you can't buy much with a penny. Do you remember penny candy from back in the day? Yeah, I've come across some of those in the deep South. Well, for some folks, that 1 cent holds sentimental memories of simpler times.
There were 4 of us, and I don't remember ever, a penny was a special thing. And maybe Mother and Daddy gave us each a penny.
Get you a little bag and picked up, if you had 5 cents, you could get 5 pieces of candy.
That is right. 5 cents, 5 pieces of candy. Sounds like a deal to me. Well, the penny has been around for centuries. It was first introduced in 1792. And Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is set to stop production of any new ones, but it's unclear if or when the pennies will stop being accepted. Alrighty, now if you needed help with your runway walk, who would you call? I'd lean on the divas from the 90s, maybe Tyra Banks, yeah, Linda Evangelista, maybe. Well, Thailand reached out to the legendary supermodel Naomi Campbell, the GOAT. There she is. She was asked to use her expertise to transform the country into a hub of global fashion and modeling. Campbell says she is thrilled to share her knowledge and help bring some Thai talent to the global stage. And sticking with fashion, do you ever find yourself saying, man, they don't make clothes like they used to. They don't last anymore? Well, you're not alone. As fast fashion continues to rise, the quality of your clothing is declining. Ben Thompson connects the dots to find out why.
It's not just your imagination. Clothing quality is getting worse. Let's connect the dots. A new report finds major brands are using lower quality fabrics and cutting corners to keep prices down. Experts say fast fashion, overseas competition, and rising costs are all driving the decline. But the efforts are working. Since 2019, overall prices have risen 26%. Food is up 30%, and cars are up 25%. But apparel prices are just 6% higher. The downside is that quality is taking a hit. So how can you spot quality clothing? Experts say check the stitching, check the fabric, and avoid materials that feel too thin. They also warn that expensive brands don't always mean better craftsmanship. However, consumer demand for longer-lasting fashion is growing, so the fashion industry may have to adjust once again. And that is Connecting the Dots.
Still ahead on Featured, a community is keeping it local. We find out where a hardware store is that is relatively close-knit. Everybody knows each other out there, and the customers say they are glad they came. Plus, a composer is urging others to never give up. We have a look at how he overcame obstacles to pursue his passion for making music. Thank you for staying with us on Featured. I'm Symphonie Privett, and we are bringing you some uplifting stories from across the country. Let's head over to Pennsylvania now, where this triathlon competitor put his race on hold for someone he's never met. Ryan Yee has more on how a selfless act turned into a lifetime connection.
A perfect example of a normal person making an extraordinary impact amid an incredible journey.
How often do you get the chance to, essentially save somebody's life or give them a better quality of life and not really have a risk to your own self?
Andrew Langston was inspired by a late friend to compete in his first Ironman competition, a passion of his that quickly caught on. Since 2023, he's competed in 5.
From York, Pennsylvania, Andrew Langston, father of 2, Andrew. You are an Ironman.
But what he's most proud of since then has not been crossing any of those 5 finish lines. It was a decision to make a selfless gesture when he came across this Facebook post. 20-year-old Gino Serafini, someone he never met who faces a rare kidney disease, was in need of a new organ.
Sort of described me. I mean, it's pretty basic, but it kind of fit in, and I was like, hey, why not? To me, it didn't seem that crazy.
Why did you choose to do it, and why was it so easy for you to decide to do it?
Just say, why not? To me, it wasn't a big deal. On paper, it was, this guy needs a kidney. That decision to be like, do I want to do this or not? It was just kind of how, not why. It was just, how do we get this done?
Through a straightforward application process, Langston was approved. And just 6 months to the day after seeing that post, his kidney was successfully donated to Gino, who is on track for recovery.
If I could bottle up the feeling of finishing an Ironman and give it to somebody, I would do it. It was kind of that same feeling when I made it to surgery day and when I woke up and knew that the kidney was good, and that was kind of success. Like, from here we can build on that and move forward.
A connection through a selfless act that will last forever.
He's not a stranger anymore. It's been a great kind of connection, and her families are united forever.
And since then, it's been life back to normal for Langston.
Now being a living donor, I just kind of want to show, I can be a husband, a father of 2 elementary school kids, coach wrestling, live a normal life, do the Ironmans, and donating a kidney didn't disrupt my life one bit.
And a mission he hopes will resonate as he crosses many more finish lines in the future.
It's about the lives we can change. The people that are in kidney failure, in liver failure, that are having to deal, their lives aren't normal. It might seem crazy to 99% of the people, but honestly, if less than 1% don't find me crazy and go out and do it, we would clear the entire transplant list. When that first beep goes and we hop into the ocean, until I cross that red carpet, just staying focused and know why I'm doing it. And that's to hopefully inspire others.
Love that story. Moving on to our next one here. Not all heroes wear capes. Sometimes they drive buses. Check out this dramatic video from Minnesota. It captures the moment a school bus driver narrowly avoids a head-on collision. Kent Erdahl speaks to one passenger who says this moment will haunt her forever.
Honestly, I have no idea if I even really thought about what was going on. I just seen the truck coming at me and had to make a maneuver.
Dashcam shows what Brian's humble explanation leaves out. It was more than one maneuver that saved at least 9 lives.
I didn't even notice that the first time I viewed the video footage, how he actually swerved twice. Had he not done that, it could have been a different accident when he swerved to the left.
But as Onamia's superintendent points out, despite how it may have looked on video, this was definitely still an accident.
Pretty extensive damage to the bus. I'm glad the bus held up.
What don't we see in that video?
My bus pairs. You don't see them in the video. Right after it happened, all 3 of them started tending to the kids.
Hollered out. I said, is everybody okay? Thank God, everybody was.
Becky Dahl's priority was keeping the students calm. And though they're now back in school, she knows it's still a work in progress.
It's been okay. For the most part, I've been trying to stay strong for the kids and for Brian. Seeing that semi coming straight at us, it's going to haunt me for a while when I go to look out the window.
Do you let yourself think about what could have happened?
A lot of times, yeah. Yep, I do it. Kind of made me tear up earlier, so yeah, a lot to think about.
But he doesn't think about whether he'll keep doing his job.
And I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Neither would his passengers.
I ain't going nowhere. I trust Brian, and he saved our lives.
Wow, that was Kent Erdahl reporting. One high school senior is giving back to the community in a big way. Check this out. It's through an organization called Chords with a Cause. Shannon Taylor has more in South Carolina.
I feel that we all will get older, and that if we start right now making a difference, that it'll continue and grow even when you get older.
It's a message senior Christina Suarez upholds through her program Chords with a Cause, a program she created last fall at Lexington High School as a way to give back to the community. It's a combination of music and volunteering, 2 things she's passionate about.
When I was little, I used to sing for nursing homes and Ronald McDonald House, so I thought maybe I could create something for students at our school to do, to also sing and volunteer.
The creating process, she says, was pretty simple and consists of her peers already involved in the arts.
We have a sponsor, which is my course teacher, Dr. Stevenson. We have students from chorus classes and theater, since they love music and they know how to perform.
The group has performed at several places, including the Lexington Medical Center Extended Care, Carroll Campbell Place, Lakeview Retirement Community, and more.
We drive around and we see some retirement communities and we see the names, we look them up, and then we email them to see if they would like to have us perform, or if we see anything on Facebook, then we reach out.
Catering to those many forget about.
It's a part of our community that we don't acknowledge or focus that much on, and I feel that it brings them like joy and happiness knowing that there are people coming to perform for them and give them joy that they don't really get.
After graduation, Suarez plans to pass the torch to another student, inspiring others to always give back.
That was Shannon Taylor reporting. Sometimes music is the motivation you need to just keep on going, and that certainly is the case for a composer in Arizona. Listen to this. He broke his neck twice. Yeah, now he is only able to compose music with just a thumb. Yeah, Colleen Sikora shares how he's continuing to create.
What's heard here?
This is basically the skeleton of the song.
The work of DeMarco Castro.
Let me add a few notes here, just out of my top of my head here.
Each note.
How about a quarter note here?
Chosen deliberately.
See, all I can use is my thumb.
His art mixing with technology.
Without this technology, I couldn't do what I do anymore. I can't write with a piece of paper. It's the only tool I have.
It was 9 years ago when Castro says he broke his neck the first time. 2 years later,
I fell out of a store, hit my head on the counter, broken again. This one put me on the wheelchair.
Music.
I got a piano keyboard at the age of 5, and I could play by ear.
A love.
It's my life.
He used to take on tour.
You can't take the musician out of the artist out of somebody, no matter what.
Now instead of pen and paper, an iPad and an app.
The program that I use is one of the hardest ways of writing music. We'll do a C major chord here. I can't open my hands but this much here. This one I can't open it at all. So basically the thumb is all I use. Now we'll play it back and see if that actually works. Now going to this accident, I'm in tune emotionally more with my soul, and I write better and better music and better music. It's for people to enjoy.
Instrumental piano written here.
This is the original Toxic Raindrop.
Becomes this after his producers work their magic.
It's not a skeleton, it's a fuller sound. It just fills me up with joy and happiness that I could share this with everybody.
Wanting others who find themselves no longer able to do something they love.
Please don't give up. Life is not over. It's a beginning.
To keep continuing too.
God kept me here for a reason. I think this is it.
That was Colleen Sikora reporting. Switching music genres now. Some would say this banger we're about to play was the song of the summer, but it turns out it may also be the right song for saving lives.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Kendrick Lamar's hit song, Not Like Us, collected a ton of awards this year, including 5 Grammys. Well, now the American Heart Association says the song has the right tempo, 101 beats per minute, to perform hands-only CPR. How cool is that? Well, the nonprofit recommends that people practice at home with a pillow or a mannequin if you just happen to have one, to the beat of the song, so they are prepared in the event of an emergency. Could you imagine that? Someone rapping the song, but they're doing something good, doing a good deed. All right, moving on here, a Danish artist is transforming trash into larger-than-life sculptures. Get a look at this. For more than 10 years now, Thomas Dambo has built over 155 troll sculptures across 17 countries. Here in the U.S., 37 of those sculptures can be found in 19 states. So here's what he does. He uses local wood and recycled materials in his giant creations. Dambo's next project will be in Iowa, and he hopes it'll encourage folks to get out of the house and explore nature a little bit.
I try and make big sculptures and installations that brings people together in experiences that makes us see that our trash is a beautiful thing that should have a better destiny than ending up in our trash cans.
Back in 2011, Dambo quit his job to pursue his art full time and follow his mission to waste no more. And today, he says he spends his life showing the world the beauty in trash. Now, poetry can be pretty powerful. If you've ever seen the 1997 hit movie Love Jones, you know exactly what I am talking about. There's a poet in Pennsylvania that's turning her words into visual art to share a powerful message. Ain't I a Woman is a collaborative exhibit by Wanawake Group. It consists of 6 women artists in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And the art on display is based off a poem by Thundercat, and it is in tribute to the resilience and creativity of women. Thundercat says her poem also shares how unique each woman is.
Being a woman isn't just one thing. It's a multitude of things. It doesn't look just one way. It can look any multitude of ways.
Alrighty, now, that's some incredible work there. Thundercat says the exhibit includes diverse mediums and techniques to reflect varied perspectives of the artists involved. All right, here's a little sample of a poem based off the art in the exhibit. I gotta channel my inner Maya Angelou for this one. Though I'm not glitter-coated and wrapped in pink lace, I still make home feel like home. Ain't I a woman? I hope I would have made her proud. All right, now here's what you can look forward to ahead.
Let's not worry about, who's mad at who down the street or what political issues are going on.
Why, she says it's the goofy stuff in life that matters. Hey, I agree. Tell you how she's using 2 giraffes to spread some joy in her neighborhood. Welcome back. Folks are turning their heads in one Texas neighborhood, but it's not well-manicured lawns or even some new construction that's garnering all that extra attention. 2 giraffes are making people do a double take. Now, they may not be real, but as Luke Dias shares, the artificial animals are creating a real sense of community for the people who live there. Check it out.
No, the Midland Zoo isn't getting an early delivery. These are 2 artificial giraffes peeking out over an ordinary fence in Midland. They belong to Rusty and Holly Evans, who have been somewhat obsessed with giraffes for nearly a decade.
10 years ago, April was an actual giraffe at a wildlife sanctuary. Maybe it's more like a zoo, but they you could stream or you could jump online and watch her. She was pregnant at the time, and I just kind of got really interested in watching her have a baby. So that's where I just, like I said, it became kind of an obsession, but in a fun way.
The first giraffe, April, was gifted to Holly for Mother's Day 4 years ago, and was eventually given a companion, Gerald. The 2 giraffes soon caught the attention of people who would drive by, and soon people began gifting the Evans funny hats to put on the giraffes and gift cards, all of which they have kept. In one particular instance, a young boy is said to have been completely enamored by the giraffes as he sees them on his school commute. Evidently, he became so upset when he saw them without hats one day that he and his grandmother brought a Yeti and heart-themed hat for each of them.
It really has just been something that was fun for me. And then when people really started liking it and leaving cards on my door and in the mailbox and making fun, like all positive comments about the giraffes, it's just grown from there.
For their part, Rusty and Holly have taken well to their new popularity and off to promote their giraffes on Nextdoor. They plan to expand to other social media platforms, including to promote April and Gerald's upcoming wedding. But the ultimate satisfaction for them is to be able to spread joy and amusement to all the people who drive by.
Let's not worry about, who's mad at who down the street or what political issues are going on or this. Let's just focus on some of the goofy stuff, because at the end of the day, those are the things that people remember. Those are the things that matter. So that's where it just came from.
So, April and Gerald, got anything you'd like to add? Guess not. Reporting from Midland, I'm Luke Dias.
A family-owned hardware store is thriving against some big box giants over in San Diego. Jeff Zevely explains the key to its success after more than 100 years in business.
OB Hardware is celebrating 105 years in business, but in 2021, the store almost went under.
Like, hey, this is going to close. The shop is going to close if nobody buys this business.
Janae Kuchman and her husband Joe bought the place because the longtime OB residents knew firsthand how valuable it was.
We were in here constantly.
You were a customer?
We were a customer here all the time.
This place has a little bit of everything.
I can see broccoli seeds, tiki torches, and itty-bitty screws.
We've got it all.
Janae says it's tough competing with the big box stores, but they have something the other guys don't. Customers like John Tafoya often play a tune or two between shopping for paint and
shovels.
Eli Jones from Essential Plumbing loves to keep it local.
I'm a mom and pop company. I've had my own plumbing company for 25 years. So it's good to support them too because they support me too.
You're right.
If you've got a household project, OB Hardware has advice and expertise.
I've never had a better job.
Andy Allen is here to help.
I've helped people do the most rudimentary things and they think it's like the best thing ever. And they like try, they're like, do you have a Venmo so I can tip you? And I'm just like, no, this is just what we do. That's why we're here.
A hardware store that doesn't give you a hard time.
A man with a dog, not on a leash, no problem.
That's OB, it's Toby.
And speaking of animals, the store is packed with 3,000 square feet of stuff, and yet their #1 seller is...
This guy right here, this is our elephant watering can, and people can't get enough of them. We sell out every time.
Established in 1919.
There's not too many hardware stores left.
Do you happen to play the piano?
OB Hardware remains the cornerstone of the community.
Freestyle with it, freestyle with it.
Why else would Jay Campos, who came in to buy a hose,
OB got that love,
sit down and pour it on?
makes me feel at home.
In the Zevely zone.
Love you, brother.
Great job.
Oh, love, man.
That was
you know
great.
What it is.
give this man a free hose.
Want a bag for that? Jeff Zevely.
I love that story. Alrighty, all aboard the featured train. Next stop, a quick visit to see Grandma.
You ready, Reese?
Hi, Granny. Have a good day. Love you.
Kisses. Oh, I love my grannies too. A drive-by hello that is filled with so much love. We take you on a morning ritual that starts with hello. Well, the process of getting kids off to school can be pretty hectic. You know that if you have little ones, but one family makes a special stop before they start their day.
It makes her smile. She loves us and we love her.
This family in Minnesota makes sure they stop by to see Grandma before they go to school. It's a moment she says she treasures so much. Love those pictures. Now, before we go, I want to share a special moment between a father and son. Back in 2016, Brandon from Indiana came out as gay to his dad. He decided to write a letter, and this was the response he got.
Yo, what's up, buddy? I got your letter today. We're all good, man. No worries. Love you.
Oh, that's great. Brandon shared this message on TikTok, and of course, it went viral. He says by posting this private moment, he hopes to inspire others who may find themselves in a similar situation. And in the famous words of the Beatles, all you need is love. Now that's it for Featured. I hope you found something that inspired you or simply made you smile. Until next time, make it a great one.